Hey guys, Shivai and good day. So, the shift is upon us, and I really do feel like this is the shift we have all been waiting for, guys. So, it's not just going to happen overnight. We're not all going to wake up in bliss after the equinox in a few days. Who knows, we might do, but I don't think we should get our hopes up too much. However, that being said, so life is cyclical in nature, and there's lots of cycles in reality, yearly cycles, 13,000 year cycles, and specifically a cycle that I've identified myself that seems to be around 12 to 13 years in length, something like this. And so what I'm seeing is that around 12 to 13 years ago, around 2009 time, a lot of people went through spiritual awakenings. A lot of people who are making videos now talking about spirituality, like you maybe know someone who all of a sudden they were like kind of regular people, and all of a sudden they became obsessed with spirituality or UFOs or metaphysics or yoga or Tai Chi or energy healing, Reiki or astrology or the list goes on. And so that's because once you have this awakening, it's kind of like nothing else matters in your reality. It's like you've seen beyond the dream, you've seen beyond the illusion, and nothing in the illusion or the dream can really satisfy you, even though you may still have a lot of attachments and still getting sucked back into the illusion that you can get happiness from things, from materialistic objects. And so very often, in fact perhaps always, maybe not always, but maybe always, who knows, but it's certainly in 99% of cases, but prior to a spiritual awakening, it seems to involve a phase of like the stripping away of personal identity, which is a phase where a lot of things tend to go wrong in your life. Lots of major challenges, all the things that you kind of been seeking and attached to are kind of taken away from you. This is what the Tower card in the tarot deck symbolizes. In the original tarot deck, there were like two people falling out the tower. I think it's still quite common, and one of them's like sometimes naked, I think, and the one that's naked falling out the tower, he's fine because he's not attached to physical reality anymore, and he'll just land and he'll just get up and he'll just carry on with his life. But the one who's like heavily clothed and got a lot of baggage, he will struggle when the tower collapses because he was attached to all the things that the tower stripped away from him. So the idea is that we have been through a collective Tower card over the last, how many years? 2-3 years with the pandemic and everything. And so this is epic, guys. So although it's been very challenging and very difficult for many of us, if not all of us to some degree, it's like back in 2009, like this kind of stripping away of personal identity, where a lot of challenging things happens, a lot of things we're attached to get taken away from us. That happened to a lot of us back in around 2002, 2007, 2008, so that we were kind of naked and ready to be rebirthed. And because you've got to be naked when you're born, you can't be born with your clothes on, can you? So this happened on a kind of individual level around the time of 2009. But the idea is this has been happening on a grand scale over the last few years, and we seem to have gone through this cycle. And so I felt there was going to be, like, after this 12, 13 year cycle, there was going to be a lot of awakenings. But now really thinking about it, like how so many people have been through such a stripping away of personal identity and egoic structures forced upon them by the pandemic situation and many challenges that a lot of people are going through in reality, etc., etc. It's making me and also feeling into the energies today, and how it's very clear to me now that we are going through a huge shift of consciousness as we're approaching the equinox date, which must be sometime in the next 3 days. I'm not sure of the exact date this year. Feeling into these energies of what's occurring in reality at the moment, along with like just really like intellectually looking at what's happened over the last few years, it feels we are very ripe for a spiritual awakening on a mass scale that could be happening over the next few days. Like a lot of people seem to become interested in like alternate stuff over the last year or two, who wouldn't really have had such an interest in it before, who are just kind of into more normal stuff. So this is my feeling, guys. So what are you feeling, guys? So I've been through a very personal shift and transformation recently. Like, my last year was extremely intense and challenging, and I'm going through a huge shift of consciousness personally at the moment. So it's possible that my personal perspective might be swayed, like kind of projecting what I'm going through out into the greater reality. But I do feel that like part of my path is being keyed into the collective and moving in tandem with a large portion of the collective that's going through a big awakening at this time. And I know it's happening to a lot of my friends in the spiritual community. And of course, everything is also a reflection of me. And so this is how I'm able to make a lot of these predictions, and I know a lot of people on the internet do. It's because we know that everything's a reflection of us. And if all of a sudden we've gone through a very challenging and difficult and perhaps dark and shadowy phase of our life, and then we're all of a sudden awakening into a like amazing, blissful, joyful reality, like completely reborn again, it feels like, we know that it's going to get reflected in the outer world, because outer reflects inner, and inner reflects outer ultimately, but outer reflects inner, because everything is because we create our own reality. And like, I'm shifting through my own timeline, and you guys are all just a reflection of me, so it's inevitable that you guys are going to be feeling this to some degree. So epic times ahead, guys. The shift is really upon us. We're going multidimensional, we're going interdimensional, we're shifting back to the state of oneness and unity consciousness, and perhaps more importantly for a lot of us, we're shifting into a state of intense joy and well-being. So just stay in the present moment, guys. The shift is all about becoming more present oriented, more present centered, and just like, it's not like when the shift happens, lots of good things happen to us and we get lots of money and all our ego's perspective of perhaps what we think the shift should be. It's a shift into the present moment where life becomes very joyful, and we remember that life has always been joyful and life is always magical. And from this perspective, we begin to reflect ourselves into more and more epic realities, but remembering all the time that the present moment is where the party's at. So, Shivai, guys. I'll see you in another now. Good day.